Hi. The Trump-Zelenskyy Oval Office spat, which we saw on February 28th, was a dramatic thing. And in the arena or in the field of diplomacy, let me say that I have never seen such a drama, high stake drama, potential drama. I have never seen it. And I think it will have potential ripple effects across the Western Alliance, the G7, United States of America, NATO, and on the Ukraine itself. So we will discuss on all these issues. So first we will talk about the Western Alliance, and I think the public humiliation of Zelensky, of whom I am no fan of, and since past 3 years I have been a critic of Mr. Zelensky, but still I am saying all these things because I am a non-partisan person observing all these things from India. And so I am not a party neither for Europe nor for United States. So the public humiliation of Zelensky by Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, it signals actually a shift in U.S. foreign policy towards a more transitional and unilateral type of approach. And we immediately after that we saw European leaders, including those of France and Germany and European Union, they swiftly rallied behind Zelensky and some of the big shot leaders of European Union. I was going through their ex posts, and they were like they have some WhatsApp group and they drafted it, and it's word by word, same words were used in all those tweets. So it signals the unified stand behind Zelensky and Ukraine against United States of America, and even Australia joined, Canada joined in all those things. So it looks like there is a transatlantic divide, and I think Europe and the Western Alliance might actually see United States of America as an unreliable partner under the current leadership, and the spat actually exposes cracks in the alliance. And I think it might push European Union and European leaders to take their own independent kind of stance on foreign policy as well as security, and take a leadership which was suggested by the EU foreign policy chief Kaya Kallas, and she called for Europe to stand up as the leader of free world. So this is part we are seeing, because till now it was the position which was widely held by United States of America. Now coming to G7 also, I think Trump's stance threaten the group's unity on this issue and various other issues as well. And while Canada, France, Germany, and United Kingdom expressed unwavering kind of support for Ukraine, the US's potential withdrawal and the US's stance, I think this will lead to a lot of cracks and lot of argument among the group of seven, the G7 grouping. And already Jagmeet Singh, who I hate basically because I consider him a terrorist. Jagmeet Singh, who can be one of the Prime Minister of Canada, he asked that Canada should actually ban Donald Trump from coming to Canada in the G7 meeting. And this year's G7 meeting in 2025 is going to be held there in Canada. So these things are coming out. And if you look at United States of America, domestically also, I think it has intensified the already polarized political environment in US. And I saw the US Republican Lindsey Graham. He was the same guy who actually was celebrating, and he was calling when he was with this guy Zelensky that this is the best use of US money when they were funding Ukraine and killing Russians. But he stood by Trump, and he actually asked for Zelensky's resignation. And if you look at Democrats, they call it shameful whatever happened. So internationally, the episode actually risked damaging credibility of United States of America as a steadfast ally. You can say anything about Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden was very wrong in supporting this guy Zelensky, and actually he spoiled this guy. But finally, he was also president of United States of America, and with the change of administration, countries do not change, offices do not change, and Trump's refusal to guarantee security for Ukraine and his suggestion that NATO is expendable. This could actually signal a broader retreat from the global leadership and can potentially lead to isolation of United States of America from its European partners as well as Australia, countries like Australia and even maybe Japan. Who knows? And if you talk about NATO, NATO's cohesion is directly challenged by this aspect actually. And NATO's allies like Poland and the Baltic countries and Canada, definitely they are already vocal and they will be feeling more exposed because of cracks in the alliance, and they will try to take some kind of leadership, put in more resources and work together. So this will challenge in medium to long term the position of United States of America. If you talk about Ukraine, for Ukraine it is actually an existential blow, and Trump's ultimatum was make a deal or we are out. If now he is already out, and he freezes totally he freezes the US military aid, radars, vehicles, ammunition, missiles. This could potentially weaker the Ukraine's position on the battlefield, and in that time when actually Russia is attacking with even more severe force, and psychologically the public dressing down in the Oval Office may be a big moral blow to Zelensky as well as the Ukrainian forces. But you can say that strategically Ukraine might pivot towards greater reliance on European allies. But will they be able to replace United States of America? We need to see it. And meanwhile, Russia might actually intensify its military campaign. Because they will see that there is a weakened kind of Western resolve, and Europe's rallying around Ukraine suggests a potential shift towards a more autonomous European security framework, possibly straining G7 and NATO's unity if US doubles down on its isolation. Now we have to see whether Trump will do whatever he is saying or not, and many things will be dependent on his actions. But in summary, if you ask me, the Trump-Zelensky clash could fracture the Western alliance of unity, weaken G7 coordination, isolate the United States of America diplomatically, destabilize NATO's strategic posture, and imperil Ukraine's survival as a sovereign state. Now let's see what happens, but I think the whole situation remains fluid right now.